Improving practices in MRO sourcing. Introduction. Best practices in supply chain management include developing an elaborate global supply system, controlling spending to enhance savings and achieve greater productivity, and reducing transaction expenses. Companies should aim to align the supply network and acquisition process with organizational targets and objectives to ensure the ultimate value of funds spent. According to Avery, UTC, Intel, Procter & Gamble, Dow Chemical, and IBM have been successful with integrated supply models. These companies are seeking services from integrated global procurement firms for improved efficiency. At Intel Corporation, there is heavy reliance on electronic data interchange with its suppliers. This technology is dependent on system and hardware compatibility. Improvements can be achieved through partnerships with its suppliers to put in place IT infrastructure that allows for seamless compatibility to enhance information sharing. Intel strives to reduce its operating costs through benchmarking and collaborations in overall company cost modeling with its suppliers. This supplier program has been successful in improving quality. To achieve greater results for both itself and its suppliers, Intel should consider the supplier's unique operating environment and other factors that may make their overall cost model different from theirs and modify their own model to boost the supplier's morale. There has been increased procurement pugnacity in collaborating with a single supplier to meet particular objectives of superior quality, sufficient quantity, and a desirable price. Intel's sourcing strategy should be need-based, with emphasis on the unique client requirements. Intel sources its materials from different suppliers because of the diverse products that it deals in. However, it should strive to engage suppliers with a global presence and with the ability to supply multiple products and services. This will help in achieving the best practice of developing an elaborate global supply system. The choice of such a supplier is a tricky affair as organizational requirements change over time. The decision is based on several factors, a combination of which can only be best suited to a specific company. The supplier's preparedness and technical capacity dictate what strategy firms choose. The unfolding events in the global supply market have presented a major challenge to Intel. Terminating current contracts to accommodate market changes is costly because Intel enters into legally binding long-term contracts. It should thus prepare contracts with termination provisions based on prevailing market needs to avoid servicing contracts for materials and goods that it may not require as a result of market shifts. Conclusion. Flynn, Fraser, and Leenders M. suggest that an integrated supply strategy depends on the IT infrastructure and systems used by a company and its suppliers. Intel should source from regions with lower materials and services costs. They should, in their own capacity, establish sustainable, long-term, and mutually beneficial relationships with local suppliers within their proximity. It should closely and continually monitor the performance of suppliers for better results. Developing a continuous and up-to-date communication system will ensure that any changes are incorporated and adequately catered for. Measures should be put in place to address emergency requirements that arise due to the dynamism usually experienced as a result of uncertainties in the global economy and political and legal systems.